Hi everybody, this is Lara at Pure Elliott Wave. Today I'm going to update my XRP Elliott Wave count and go over some classic analysis at the end of this video for XRP. My last main wave count for XRP has been invalidated with a new low below this point, so we move to the alternate. This is the alternate I had here, and I think I'm going to rework this and consider what if it's intermediate 2. Now that just looks wrong because then it's just too time consuming compared to primary 2 1 degree over. So I'm considering that's a very bearish alternate, and classic analysis doesn't support that view. Well, first of all, we need to view this on a arithmetic scale. This is the entire price history of XRP. Okay, I want to leave this part of the wave count the same. I want to start it from here. I want to see cycle 1 over here and possibly cycle 2 over down here. Could this be primary 2? Could primary 1 have been over here? What's the problem with that at the weekly chart level? Again, we have to view this on a semi-log scale. Oh, okay, possibly no problem actually. Okay, if primary 1 was a leading diagonal, I'm just checking the wavelengths. 1 is 1, 2, let's expand this out so I can see it, 12061, 59379, 1, yep, 5 is longer than 3, 3 is longer than 1, 4 is longer than 2, this, and 4, 1, 7, what's the low here? 17423, 17483. 4 has not moved beyond the end of 2, but it has overlapped 1 price territory. Okay, that's fine. That is a valid Elliott wave count. I think this is possibly going to be my preferred wave count. I like the overshoot of the 1-3 trend line as well. Okay, so I think XRP is probably continuing with a second wave correction at primary degree. I have to get rid of the target for primary 3 because if I don't know where 2 has ended, I can't know where 3 begins, so I can't calculate a target for 3. So my invalidation point is going to be down here, 0.11509. And now I want to see, could primary 2 be complete or close to complete? Does it fit a good looking Elliott wave structure? I think it might fit as a double zigzag, so I'm going to have to, first of all, I'm just going to delete this daily chart. Let's clear up some of this, delete this, and from this I'm going to create a new daily chart. So I want to check the structure of primary 2. I've done quite a lot of Elliott wave work with XRP. This is one of the first cryptocurrencies I began to purchase years ago and still hold on. I'll still hold on for a few years yet probably. And if it's in a really deep correction here, I think I might purchase some more. Okay, I think I can see a good looking zigzag for intermediate W because I think I can see a nice 5 wave impulse here. Yep. No problem there, although okay, so I think for X I want to see, yeah, a zigzag, and within A time consuming second wave and a brief shallow fourth wave. That's pretty typical behaviour for cryptocurrencies. I don't want to spend too much more time on that. I want to look at Y. The question is what could Y be over? And where is, I think I want to put, yeah, A and B like that, but is A a leading diagonal? Is this going to work? No, you'd have to put this here. No, it doesn't work because the third wave is longer than the first wave, but the fifth wave isn't longer than the third wave. The trend lines are okay, except the fifth wave's fallen short, hasn't overshot the 1-3 trend line. I have long considered that maybe the rules for diagonals need a new rule added to say sometimes the third wave can be the longest out of 1, 3 and 5, but I'm not yet prepared to rewrite any Elliott wave rules. So A can't be over there because there's overlapping that doesn't work as a diagonal. I'm just trying to see if there could be a triangle. A, B, no, there's no triangle in there. Can I have A? Oh, okay. Well, maybe. Looks a bit odd, but no, not like that. Oh, that looks terrible. That meets all Elliott wave rules for a running contracting triangle for minor B, but this overshoot of the AC trend line for E, that looks just so wrong. I could not publish that. Oh, I can't see a flat for Y because there's no retrace that's been 90%. At least this looks like it might fall short. I'm just going to grab my calculator and see. Well, it doesn't really matter anyway because I still have to see C as a 5. I can't figure out what structure this is. Have I got the whole thing wrong? Okay, so let's try a single zigzag. That doesn't look right. So intermediate A meets the rules regarding a leading contracting diagonal. 3 is shorter than 1, 5 is shorter than 3, 4 overlaps 1, doesn't move beyond the end of 2. Put 2 here. Oh no, you'd have it. No, that's all kinds of wrong. Okay, just gonna, I'm pretty sure that intermediate B is less than 90% the length of A, but I'm just gonna check. Yeah, it's only 62. Okay, well that doesn't work. Oh, this is really difficult, isn't it? I wonder if I'm going to be able to work this out. Back to this idea. This fits as a zigzag. Yeah, this fits quite well as a zigzag. X looks like a 5 though, doesn't it? It doesn't really look like a very good 3. And if that's a 5, then there's an expanded flat starting here, A, B, C. Either way, X would end in the same spot, so it doesn't resolve my problem of what is Y, how is this unfolding? You can only have one zigzag in a triple, so I can't have, well, unless it's a triple zigzag. In a triple combination, you can only have one zigzag and the other two structures have to be flats or triangles. You can't have two zigzags in a flat or two zigzags in a triangle. And this would fit as a multiple zigzag. I'll show you what I mean. And it meets the rules, so I could, no. So I'd have Y here and X here and Z there. It fits. It meets Elliott wave rules, but it doesn't meet the purpose of a triple zigzag. Triple zigzag should have a clear slope. And Y, that's not a rule, it's like a guideline, and it's its purpose. The purpose of Y is to deepen the correction when W hasn't moved price deep enough, and here it doesn't move beyond the end of W. So it hasn't achieved its purpose. This looks so wrong, but the subdivisions fit. I can't do that. It has to meet the purpose of the structure as well. So back to this. How am I going to... Okay, so I think I have to put A and B here, and then C is some kind of, I don't know, looks like it's incomplete. So that's the conclusion, it has to be incomplete if this is right. So how is C going to subdivide? Well, it can only be an impulse or an ending diagonal. Let's try an impulse. I don't want to put 1 and 2 here. I could put 1 here and 2 could be some kind of combination. And the current strong downward movement, where's that 3 label? Could be the end of a third wave, and then we could have 4 and 5, so a little bit more downward work to go before it's complete. Oh, I'm just going to see what 2 could be. Well, that would be a double zigzag, and again, doesn't achieve the purpose. Y hasn't moved beyond the end of W. And if I put X here, that's all kinds of wrong as well. Well, that leads to an even more bearish wave count. This is an exercise in frustration today. Sometimes that's how technical analysis is. Okay, I think that's probably going to work. Yeah, okay, this motive wave is telling me 4 terminates within the range of 2. The rule is really clear. 4 may not overlap wave 1 price territory. Wave 1 ends at 0.75302. Wave 4's price extreme is 0.65504. 4 does not overlap 1. The rule does not state 4 may not move into 2 price territory. There is no such rule. I really do wish motive wave wouldn't do that, but this is how I fix that. There you go. The rule is met. I think this is a diagonal. Okay, well, that's my conclusion. The low's probably not in. It's got to do a little bounce, which may only last a couple of days, and then a final low. One last low for the final 5th wave so that, yeah, Y is moving beyond the end of W. Y is achieving its purpose. That meets the purpose, so that's an okay looking wave count. Okay, that's going to be my main wave count for XRP today. I expect the low is not in yet, but really close, and maybe within a week, 1 to 2 or 3 weeks. Let's take a look at some classic analysis. Weekly chart first. At this last high here, a bearish candlestick pattern in this evening star, so downward movement, found support at 51. It's just broken through support in the last week, so next support 35. At this high here, there was declining volume and bearish divergence between price and RSI, so that indicates a more important or more sustainable high. On balance volume at the weekly chart level is at really quite strong support. If we see a break below that, that would be a strong bearish signal. We could see a break below this, and then support could still be found at 35 though. Volume is pushing price lower, but volume is a lot lighter than the prior upward push. That's normal behaviour for these cryptocurrencies when they're in bear markets. RSI is neutral, but it's getting really close to oversold. If it dips into oversold at the weekly chart level, I think the low would be very close. ADX is below 15, it's at 12.77, so too low to indicate a trend. Stochastics entering oversold, ATR declining. This is a bearish chart, but with RSI reaching oversold and on-balance volume at support, I would be looking for a sustainable low to form sooner rather than later. What about the daily chart? This current session looks like it may be a selling climax. For cryptocurrencies, those actually do tend to be the end of a movement, but it doesn't mean we can't see, it doesn't mean that this is a selling climax. We could still see another downward session that could be even stronger. So there's a question mark. That's why I've got that question mark there. It's possibly a selling climax. This volume is stronger than prior volume for a long time on this downward session. Let's see how the session ends. It may look like it's developing a bullish long lower wick as well. The moving average situation is full ball bearish. The short term is below the mid term, which is below the long term. They're all negatively sloped and prices below all three. On balance volume has quite a weak range, no signal at the daily chart level. At the daily chart level, ADX indicates a downward trend which is extreme and quite close to very extreme. If the ADX line reaches 45 or above, then the downward trend would be very extreme. It has reached that before. Back here, the downward trend was very extreme. It didn't tend to stay there for too long. So again, I think the low is possibly not here today, but coming sooner rather than later, maybe within a week or two now. RSI at the daily chart level is oversold. It tends to not remain there for too long, but we don't have any short-term divergence. I would want to see perhaps a reaction up. There will be a reaction after a very strong downward day. There will be a reaction, and the probability of the next session being a green candlestick is really high. So I would expect a green candlestick, a bounce up, and then I will expect some more downward movement. And let's see how RSI behaves with price if we do see another low. And that would fit the Elliott wave count perfectly, actually. Stochastics oversold, ATR increasing short term as price moves lower. Again, that's a feature often of the terminus of a bearish movement for this, well, for cryptocurrencies. So I think that the low for XRP looks like it's coming up sooner rather than later. It's possible if this is a selling climax. It could be in today, but I think what's more likely is we may see a little reaction and then a final low, and that would fit the Elliott wave count perfectly. So that gives me a little bit of confidence now in that Elliott wave count. That's all from me with your XRP analysis, and I'll be updating, I'm not sure what I'm updating tomorrow, but I'm going to be giving you extra analysis every day for the next few days. Thank you so much for watching. If you've managed to get this far, I really do appreciate your support.